Yes, I am Priyanka and I'm back again with my new chapter, A Hero. Father was sitting under the hall lamp and reading the newspaper. He looked over the newspaper and said, Swami, listen to this. News has been received about the bravery of village lad who was returning home from the jungle path. While he was in the middle of the jungle, he came face to face with a tiger. The newspaper gave a detailed account of the boy fight with the tiger. He also described how the boy flew up in the tree where he stayed half a day. At last, some people came that way and killed the tiger. After reading it, the father looked at Swami fixedly and asked, What do you say to that?" I think he must be a very strong man and grown up person, not a boy at all, said Swami. How could a boy fight a tiger? You think you know better than a newspaper, father said crossly. A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet be a coward. Another may be a steady skeleton, but still if he has a real courage he can do anything. Courage is everything. Strength and age doesn't matter. How can that be? Said Swami. Suppose I had a lot of courage, but what I could if I get attacked by the tiger? Can you prove me you have courage? Said the father with a scowl. Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room. Swami had always slept beside his granny in the porch. The two always had their beds side by side. Any changes in their arrangement kept them trembling with awake all night. He hoped at first that father was only joking. He tried to change the topic by saying, Father, our captain says that we shall all have some elders also in our cricket club. He said he has asked me to tell you. Well, we'll see about that later. Father cut it. Hereafter you will must sleep alone. For the first of the next month, I'll sleep alone, Swami said very numbly, trying to please father. No, you must do it right from today, father said sternly. Sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby is disgraceful. You are now in fifth standard and I don't like the way you are being brought up. Father lifted the newspaper to his face and started reading again. Swami rose quietly from his place and tiptoed in the bed in the porch. Granny was sitting up in her bed and she said, Boy, you're already feeling sleepy today. Don't you want to hear a story? Swami said, made no reply. He threw himself on the bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Don't cover your face, said Granny. Are you really so sleepy? Swami uncovered his face a little and whispered, Please, please, Granny, don't talk to me and don't let anyone disturb me, even if the house is on fire. I shall perhaps die if I don't sleep at once. Then he turned over and curled under the blanket. He started snoring, but soon found his blanket pulled away. Father was standing over him. Get up, Swami, father commanded. He looked like a ghost in the semi darkness of the porch. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Get up, Swami, said the father a second time. Why do you disturb me? Granny pleaded. Get up, Swami, said the father the third time, and Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed, took his arm, and said, Come with me. Swami looked at the granny, hesitated for a moment, and then followed him back into the office room. Let's sleep in the hall. Let me sleep in the hall, father, Swami pleaded. Your office room is very dusty and therefore may be suspicious behind the scorpions behind the law bugs. There are no scorpion, boy. You can sleep on the bench if you like. Can I have a lamp burning in the room? No, you must learn to be brave. You must be afraid of darkness. It's only a question of habit. Will you at least leave the door open? Swami said very numbly. All right, said the father, but promise you won't roll up your bed and bend to Granny's side at night. If you do it, I'll tell your teacher and make your laughing stock at the whole school. Swami was pained and angry. He did not like the cruelty of his father was showing. He cursed the newspaper and that had printed the tiger's story. He wished that the tiger had not spared the boy. The night advanced, the silence in the house deepened. Swami's heart began to beat faster. He remembered all the stories of devil and ghost he heard. He was almost faint with fear. Swami hurriedly got up and spread his bed under the bench of the coach there. It seemed to be much safer. He shut his eye tight and enacted himself in the blanket. Unknown to himself, Swami fell asleep. In his sleep, he had a terrible dream. A tiger was chasing him. Swami tried hard to escape, his heart, but his feet would not move. He tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids could not open. He groaned in despair. At last, using utmost effort, he opened his eyes, but put his hand out his feel like a granny presence, as he was in habit, but his only touched the wooden legs of the bench. At once his lonely state came back to him. He shook in fear and closed his eyes. He heard a little rustling of noise in the room. What can it be? Thought Swami, and slowly opened his eyes. Something was moving in the darkness. Swami lay gazing at the mirror in the horror. He was certain that his end had come. The devil soon will pull him out of the fear, tear into pieces. So what its use of waiting? Swami thought, and came nearer. Swami crawled out under the bench as at once he clutched his leg and drug his teeth in. There was a painful cry. Ayo! Something has bitten me. Then there was a heavy trembling and falling against furnitures. Everyone in the house was awakened by the loud noise. In the moment, father and the servant came in running in with the light. Both of them fell on the buglers, who lay amidst the furnitures with a bleeding knee. The next day was the congratulation of Swami. His classmates looked at him with respect. His teacher patted him his back for his courage and bravery. The headmaster said that he was a true scout. Swami had bitten into the knee of the notorious housebreaker, and the police was grateful to him. When father returned home from the club that night, he asked, "Where is the boy?" "He is sleepy slowly. He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole last night," said Swami's mother. "Where is he sleeping?" "In his usual place." "Sleeping beside his granny again?" Father exclaimed. "That is why he wanted to sleep before he returned home. Clever boy. Let him sleep where he likes." Mother said angrily, "You didn't risk his life again." "All right, pamper him, spoil him as much as you like," father murmured as he walked away to his room. Swami was following the whole conversation from under the blanket. He felt a great relief to hear his father giving him up. Thank you.